grab your playing cards because we are going to be doing some junk journal card play. Once again, I'm here with the Somerset Studio magazine, and today we're going to visit this page right here. It's all in the cards by Cher Salvador, and she takes playing cards, which we all seem to have, and she alters them by putting interesting pictures on the front. Hi best buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. I have my playing cards. I have 3 different ones because we're going to be doing 3 different ways you can alter your playing cards. The first thing we want to do is we want to grab some old emery boards. Unless you have some sandpaper handy, which I don't. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to take your emery boards and scuff up your playing cards. Something like this. Just lightly rub your playing card. It will produce a little bit of dust, and then take a little paper towel or a wet wipe and just wipe it clean. The front and the back of our playing cards. I have all 3 of my cards scuffed up a bit. I'm going to turn them over, so I'm going to call this the back. And I have some scrap paper here, coffee dyed copy weight paper, and I have some index cards that I have coffee dyed. Now you can make this so that you have lines in which you can journal on, or you can put them this way, or you could turn them like this if you don't want the lines to show at all. There are lots of different options. Because we have scuffed the cards up, it will go ahead and allow us to glue the paper on the back. So I'm going to pop that on just like this. And I'm going to glue all of them. I think I can get 2. Yes, I can get 2 on this one index card. On my other one, I will use the coffee dyed cardstock. We're going to need to trim these out. So just follow along the card. I'm going to take one of my playing cards, and I have pieces here of beautiful decorative paper, and I'm going to collage my piece. Now I don't want to cover my Ace of Hearts. I would like that to show. I also have my inking tool here, which is Vintage Photo. I'm going to ink up the front and the back before I start doing my collage. And I'm not going to round my corners until I finish. So let's see. I sped this part up for you, so a lot of people like to watch collaging, and I just thought, well, I could speed it up so that you could see how my process went. I've already ripped out the little pieces, so it was a lot easier to do that. I keep them in a little box, and when I want to collage small pieces, I just get that little box out so that I don't spend so much time ripping little pieces up, and just finding the one that I want and adding my glue and laying it down just how I would like it to be. So that's the process, and I thought I'll go ahead and I will show it since a lot of you like to watch it, but I'll put it in fast time so that it zooms along. And it actually takes a little longer than I thought, but we're just about finished collaging, and then we'll continue on with the other cards as well as this one too. I hope you're still with me and you enjoy. Alright, so it's all collaged, and now I would like to trim out the excess that's over the edge. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? That really is quite sweet. Now, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit because we are going to need to round the corners, and we're also going to do one more thing to this card. but I'd like to let it dry for just a little bit. I'll set it aside and let's do our next card. All right, I have a standard hole punch and I'm going to punch 3 holes into my card. Now, the king in this playing card, and these playing cards, the king, the queen, and the jack, and these playing cards have a rectangle around. We're going to use that to our advantage. The number cards do not have that. So I've punched my holes in, I've got my scissors, and I'm going to follow around this rectangle right here. So putting my scissors in the hole in which I made, I'm going to trim out my rectangle. All right, so my rectangle is all cut out. Now, if you don't have something like this, if your cards don't do this, and your cards just look like this, not with the hole in them, they look like this, you can take a round object, maybe something like this, and place it down, and then just use your pen or pencil to trace around your circle, and then punch your holes with your hole punch, and then you can trim out a circle or rectangle if you have a rectangle piece of something, if your cards don't have something like this around the edge. Now I'm just going to ink this up. I'm also thinking it would be fun if I got my gold pen. This says it's a glass writer, metallic, crafter square. Let's see if it's still juicy enough to put ink on gold. Does it really show up? I'm not sure. It does if I actually draw like that on the outside. Okay, nothing perfect. It's just, I'm just putting the gold down in a fairly straight line, fairly straight. All right, you get the idea. And I don't know, I could probably do this edge as well. We'll give it a go. I'll have to wipe up my glass, my glass mat. There, I can pull it around that way a lot easier. Whoa, 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 like I said, we're not perfect. You know, before I put my pin up, I'm going to actually do the circle too, because I have an idea for the circle. So I'm going to place the gold pin, draw it around the circle too. And then I'm going to see if I can take it around this way. We'll see how I do. It's drawn around, you can see that. Now a little bit of cleanup. I have a image here of a sweet little girl, and I thought that would be lovely inside our, it's basically a frame. I'm going to, I should not have backed it yet on this one, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and add our glue to the back. Just framing her like that. And then let's go ahead and trim this out. I'm going to get my larger scissors. Oh, she's really sweet in there. I really like that one. I'm going to grab another index card. I have it here. Let's go ahead and let's back this image again, because I backed it and then I cut it out and then I put something over my backing. So yeah, if you're gonna cut it out, don't back it until you get your piece in. Okay, then I'm going to cut it out. I think this one might be my favorite. I really like that. I like the gold around and everything. I even like the fact that it's not perfect. Yeah, I do like that. I'll need to ink up the back, and we're gonna need to round the corners, but I think it's a little wet right now. So we'll round the corners in a minute. But I also want to add a little something else. Maybe a little bit of lace on here would be super sweet. Maybe just straight down from the king. I've got my Sure Bonder high temp hot glue gun with that specialty tip. And I'm going to place my glue right onto my frame. That's my playing card. And put it just like that. And then I'm going to trim. And I like the fact that it's frayed. So I'd like to fray this bottom part too. Goodness gracious, I think that's super, super sweet. I think it might need some bling, you guys. So let's grab some bling. I really love how that one has turned out. So I think I'll just cut the corners like this because I put the bling on it and I've got my lace. I can't do the corner rounder, but I can just snip off the corners like that. All right, that's one way. So I have an idea for this one. I have this little piece of, yeah, handiwork, and I'm going to glue, I want to glue this on. So let's see here. I think I can get this glued on. I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and I'm going to glue it in place, and I'm going to have it so you can either see through it, or I might put some kind of print back behind it. So there's two different ways you could do that. You could leave it so you could see. We didn't back this one. This one I just had. You could leave it so, you know, it would be a hole, or you could take a piece and you could pop it on there, and then just a little bit of color would show through. I think this pink is beautiful. It's not coffee dyed on the back, or you could do something like this if you wanted it to be more muted. I really like this pink though. So I think I'm going to glue this pink on there, even though the back is not coffee dyed. I might actually add a piece on top of this. Strange enough as that sounds, because I really would like it to be coffee dyed or lined or something. So trimming this first page out. I really do like that pink showing through. And I am going to back it again. So this has two layers of backing, which isn't going to bother anything. It's not going to make it too thick or anything like that. These pages are not that thick. And then I'm going to trim this out, adding just a few pearls up at the top. Oh, I think that's sweet. I like them both. All right, so that is a frame type of method. And we have our collage right here. It's still a little damp, but I'm thinking maybe I can round these corners with the corner rounder. Alrighty. There's one more thing we're going to do to our collage piece. Oh, I think that's so pretty. All right, so we have one more playing card. And what I'd like to do with this playing card is I'm going to cover it with just a piece of paper. So it could be a digital, it could be a paper pad paper. just something that's pretty that you like. And I'm going to take it something like that. I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm going to glue around the edge and then lay my decorative page. This happens to be a Roxy's creation. And then trim it out. I'm going to go ahead and round the corners. Of course, I'd like to ink it up just a little bit. I have another printed card, but I'm going to tear around the outside of this image. I'm not going to fussy cut it. I'm just going to freehand tear and place it right there. Oh, I think that looks beautiful. Of course, we're going to ink this up. It really accents not only the edge, but it kind of highlights the fact that it's torn. I think I want it like that. I'm not sure exactly. I have some Sorry Silk from Crimson Heart Studios, and I think I want to glue this down first, and then I'm just going to smush that around. I have a tiny itty bitty price tag. Usually they use that for jewelry. My hands are so inked up. I've got some thread that's through for like a string on a tag. I have one piece of bling that I'm going to glue right here on the front, on one side I should say. There we go. Get it on there just for a little accent. So let's glue our torn piece on, and then let's take our Sorry Silk. It's a beautiful color. I think I just want to kind of go here, and I'm going to bunch it like I like to do. I'm going to bunch it up right here and go around a little bit. I'm going to trail it off like that. I don't think I'll take it clear to the end. I don't want to cover up all the tornness around the edge. I really like that. Maybe something like that, so it dangles a little bit. All right, so a little bit more bling. I don't know, do I want a little bit of lace right down here, bottom, and then my bling to sit on that lace, or do I want to take it up here? Oh, I kind of like it there. I like it right there. So I'm going to add my glue right here. Stick this lace piece right there. And I'm going to add my bling right on top of that lace. Just for an added layer. How cute is that? And that moves. You could journal on the back, stick it in a pocket, in a belly band, and an envelope. You could glue it on two sides and use it as a tuck spot on a page. So let's look at all, oh wait. We have one more to finish off here. So I have some white paint. Now I always get so messy when I'm doing this project right here, what I'm going to do right now. I have a fan brush. You don't have to have a fan brush. I just happen to have one. And I'm going to add my paint onto my fan brush. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to splatter my paint right onto my card by tapping with my scissors. Now you add as much as you want, as little as you want. Alrighty, I think that will be good. I'm going to set this aside. It really gives it a wonderful effect. I have a handful of these. Let's look at them. We have this one with a Tim Holtz fussy cut piece. I have this one that I've sewn around the edge, and a little tracing paper that I stamped on. I even put a tab there. like that. I have this one here, in which I just did a little collage with a satin bow in the center. Here's one that I did earlier. This is the one we did together with the splatter paint. I think they're really sweet. I love the splatter paint. Now here is one that I made earlier that is the frame. This is the one we made together. This is the one that's the circle, and this is the one that we put the little moving tag. You guys, I absolutely love all these ways that you can alter your playing cards. Whether you make them into a pocket, whether you tuck them into a tuck spot, they will be absolutely wonderful in your junk journals or maybe in your happy mail. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.